An update to our Kennedy mini nerve that struck the nerve with you guys, struck the communal nerve. This amazing report from the Sunday New York Post, this dishy, bitchy, like double truck article. Caroline Kennedy has been, quote, virtually blacklisted by her cousins over her loser Instagram addicted son, Jack Schlossberg. And I love it. I love it. This couldn't happen to a more insufferable Alpha Kennedy. Caroline thought all along that she was the generational standard bearer, for Camelot, which is a total fabrication that Jackie, despite how much I love her, she made it up, and it was not a good thing. She made it up. Caroline thought that she was the political star of the Kennedy clan until she opened her mouth here in New York. She wanted Hillary Clinton's Senate seat. And you know what you got to do? You got to talk to the media. And New York media will take a lot from Kennedy's, but even New York media is like, whoa, this woman is an idiot. She is a moron. She couldn't string a sentence together. She made Kamala Harris sound like an orator on the level of like Abraham Lincoln. And then she thought that her son, we need to talk about Jack. I'm not saying, but I'm saying we need to talk about Jack Schlossberg. Okay, so from this piece by Kennedy biographer Jerry Oppenheimer, very well-known guy in Sunday's New York Post, quote, like the Titanic, one insider says, the Kennedy brand is a sinking ship. Brutal. According to insiders, Caroline has been, again, virtually blacklisted over these posts that her son, and I'm sure like nobody wants Jack around either, like in person. So it's easier just to say, you know what, even the online is too much. Okay. Jack has posted videos of himself making fun of RFK Jr.'s spasmodic dysphoria, which is a neurological disorder that affects his speech. Other members of the family may also be suffering from this. And Jack Schlossberg, who recently just lectured us about showing respect to the Kennedy family, made fun of his own relatives for things they can't control. He's such a little piece of shit. He also has called RFK Jr. a liar. He's called him a, quote, guru shaman figure who runs a cult. He said that the second lady, Usha Vance, is hotter than Jackie O. He implied it. His maternal grandmother. He joked about having a baby with her. RFK Jr.'s daughter, Kick Kennedy. You know it's bad when they're coming to the Post. Quote of Jack, I hope he gets the help he needs. I don't think it's happening. He thinks he's on fire. He thinks his life is on fire. He thinks everything's great. So Caroline is now persona non grata, along with her son, her loser son. And she has been completely isolated from the clan. And it's hurtful to her, according to this report. Now, Caroline did not return requests for comment at time of publication. Also mentioned in this piece, Kerry Kennedy. We'll deal with her later. There's a lot to deal with there. She has just signed a $1 million book deal for what can only be called, I'm going to say it, this is a work of fiction, my opinion, just my opinion. This is going to be a glowing biography of her and RFK Jr.'s mother, Ethel. And you want to talk difficult mothers, and we're doing that segment, trust me, but Ethel's in there. We can do a whole segment on Ethel, okay? Now, your feedback to the mini nerve feedback. Okay, this is from our YouTube feed. One troublemaker, JFK Jr. did not have the confidence, ability, or intelligence to be a leader of the world. He was selfish, lacking in comprehension of himself or others. He was a hunk and a Nepo baby. May his soul rest in peace. That's what I'm talking about. Another, Schlossberg is doing what he claims other people are doing, living off the Kennedy connection. Exactly. If only Jack could see it. I mean, physician, heal thyself, okay? Another, what is it with Junior and Caroline? I heard they are not too bright. Yet both parents did have intelligence. Thank you for keeping up with the lessons. Troublemaker in chief. I salute you. Are you kidding? Troublemaker in chief. I'll take it. Another, JFK Jr., the OG Nepo. Compared to Jack Schlossberg, JFK Jr. was great. He had a job. How novel. Another, even Brooke Shields spoke negatively about Jr. at the height of her career. This is true. She gave an interview to Howard Stern, I believe, and she said that she ran into JFK Jr. skiing. You know, all the celebrities were clustered on whatever mountain. And he got her number and they met up later and they had like a date, or she went over to his cabin, whatever, and he kissed her, and she wasn't impressed, by the way, with him as a kisser. This is not a surprise. Madonna said he was like incredibly boring in bed. Thank you, Madonna. She gives so much to the culture. I mean it. And so she said, and she was a virgin at the time, Brooke Shields. You know, if you haven't watched her documentary, you should. It's really great. She was a virgin at the time and she didn't want to go any further. And she was like, John, like, I can't. I wonder if the Seinfeld episode was informed by that. The Seinfeld episode where John Jr. deflowers the virgin. Anyway, Brooke Shields said that John Jr. turned on a dime like that with her and was really nasty and was like, you can get out, just get out. And like, just ignored her, just blanked her the rest of the time on that trip. So classy guy. Remember that when you're in the CNN documentary talking about what a saint he was. Okay. What a great guy. Okay. Another troublemaker. How many families have a body count like this one? Yeah, jackass. Let's hear your take on the body count, how great it is. Yeah. Let's spin it. The Kennedys, the biggest body count of any family in America. It's an accomplishment. And then finally, this email from a troublemaker named Sarah. I will not use your last name per your request. Won't do it to you. Okay. I have an anecdote about JFK Jr. that further illustrates how much of a ne'er-do-well he was. She has an uncle who was at Brown the same time as John, as he was known. The uncle told me that John used to walk around the library barefoot. You know how we feel about bare feet here at the Nerve, right? The image of John Jr. waltzing around the Brown University Library, sans footwear, compared to how he was portrayed in the media as this smart, glamorous American prince, hurt my brain. It is galling that he obviously felt no need to show respect in such an esteemed place as a library. Agreed. Keep them coming.